Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure Wave Moira MacTaggert figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a quick look at the artwork on the left side of the box. It is the same on the left and the right. 7 figures in a wave. You'll need 6 of the 7 figures to complete the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. And finally, there's a quick frontal view. All right, let's bust this open and see what's what. All right, here we go. Moira MacTaggert, aka Dr. Moira MacTaggert, more recently known as Moira X, aka Moira Kinross. Moira was created by Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum, and her first appearance was in X-Men number 96 in December of 1975. She is a mutant with some reality warping powers, but she's probably more known as a scientist, more specifically a geneticist in the X-Men books. She's been a member of the Muir Island X-Men team as well as Excalibur. More recently, and as it relates to this specific look, she is the central character in the House of X, Powers of X storyline, or one of them. A lot of what happens, what occurs, and how things unfold is based on her and her life path or paths. And without giving away anything, it's interesting. And it's interesting that she was included in this wave. And not like it was strange or anything, because like I said, she is pretty much the central character, so it makes sense that she was included. I like the way she was done. I like the possibilities for kitbashing here. Unlike my previous review of Marvel Girl, I do think they picked the proper buck for her here, and some pretty cool, unique things going on. Pretty nice head sculpt. I think they did a great job with the glasses. You know, a lot of people complained about the glasses on that Peter Parker, that retro Peter Parker, but they did give us some great glasses here. We got good glasses with the Great Beast figure as well, so they working it out. I like the little details, little pocket protector or pins in the pocket there. The paint job is a little sloppy, but I'll take it. It's a nice touch. Like I said, some really cool kit bashing opportunities here. Obviously, we could swap this head off and just have a generic scientist, a generic female scientist, which leads me to believe that we will be getting a male scientist at some point, aside from the Scientist Supreme and the AIM guys, because I guess those are scientists as well. But let's go Hasbro. Let's get this Bruce Banner. This is a buck we've seen before. We've seen this on the Gwen Stacy figure. I mean, we've seen this buck in the same wave. The previous figure had pretty much the same buck. The lower foot is pretty much the same as Marvel Girl, but you know, no painted on high boots, just the shoes with the heels, so that looks pretty good. There is some minor paint bleed down there on the ankles, but not too bad. Moira's packed in with the left leg to complete the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. Out of the package, she comes with 2 fists attached. 2 flesh tone fists will definitely come in handy. And the cool thing about her is that she does come with another set of hands that were actually attached to another set of arms. We'll get to those, but the second set of hands includes a right hand with the fingers slightly spread, a sculpt we've seen plenty of times before, and a left hand that is open and cupped. But her arms can be removed at the shoulder. And then you're able to slip off the jacket here, and then you have the opportunity to give her this look, and this looks pretty good. But there is an additional head sculpt that really is supposed to complete this look. Let it be known that she had quite a few looks throughout the books. In fact, if you were paying attention to the back of the package, we saw quite a few of her looks where her bio was, which I never read. Her bio on the back of the package reads as follows: through the course of many lives and deaths, Moira MacTaggert pursues justice for all mutants. So yeah, there's that. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much. Still quite a few people out there that haven't read this, but she is packed in with a little scarf that you can just apply by popping off the head and then just dropping it around her neck. And then this head sculpt with the hat attached, the white hat to match the little scarf. I believe this was how she was introduced. Something should be popping up here if I'm right, or at least how she looked when she was first introduced into this particular story. And this was a really nice touch to give us the ability to swap between these 2 looks. And again, a lot of kit bash potential here. And then her final accessory is this book, which was repurposed from the Gwen Stacy figure. If I'm not mistaken, they just painted the little logo on the front different. You can see the X logo there. This should probably be utilized when she's in her lab lab coat, but it is what it is. Just a couple of fine details and one little paint imperfection with the lipstick. Well, actually the lipstick looks kind of smeared, but there's one line in particular right under her lower lip. I don't know if that's coming out, but also you can see some earrings under there, so that's cool. And real quick, in terms of articulation, again, this is nothing that we haven't seen prior. Head's on a ball joint. She can look down. Her hair is short, so it's not hindering articulation too much, but it will hinder a bit in the back. Left to right, a little bit of pivot, full 360 if you want to. Shoulders on that ball joint, you can get them up that high. You can do a full 360, no cut at the upper bicep. There is a single hinge elbow. You get a little bit more than 90 degrees. You can rotate there, swivel and a hinge on the wrist. Upper torso articulation, which we kind of missed on the Jean Grey figure. I said it was the same buck. It's the same lower legs, it seems, but they did do something a little different in the upper torso, or Marvel Girl rather. And unlike Marvel Girl, she's not really on a ball peg. It may be a ball peg under there, but you're not really able to move her at the lower torso. It's only the upper torso articulation. So again, this is more of the Gwen Stacy buck, I believe. I'll break her out shortly. There is a T-joint at the pelvis under there. You get a little more rotation on these legs, showing some thigh there, upper thigh swivel. There is a double jointed knee. You get a hinge on the foot, and you also get an ankle pivot. And there she is next to her wave mate, so Professor X, Omega Sentinel, and then on her immediate left, going to our right, is Marvel Girl. You can see the similarities between those two. Like I said, I believe the lower legs are the same. They swapped out the upper torso, so that way you'd be able to swap out the arms and jacket and stuff and get the two looks for Moira. On the far right is Wolverine, and there is definitely some rebuy value on the figures in this wave. I would definitely like to get at least one more Moira MacTaggert, another Omega Sentinel, Charles Xavier, Professor X is another one you may want to have multiples of, and Wolverine. You can see I removed, oh, she's down. You can see I removed the claws on Wolverine here, so that way I can have them without, you know, the claws extended on one version, and I already have an additional Wolverine. But aside from some minor paint imperfections, I do like this figure. I do like that she was added into this wave. It's one I would definitely recommend you picking up. You'll need her if you want to complete the Tri-Sentinel Build-A-Figure. And one more here, and I'm gonna get up out of here, just comparing her to some recent female characters. So on the far left, we have the Target exclusive Shang-Chi movie Katie, the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure wave Xia Ling, and then as you can see, there's the Gwen Stacy figure, and it is the same buck for Gwen Stacy and Moira. And then I kept Marvel Girl in here, and then we have the first Mary Jane with no hands, and then on the far right is Firestar, who I really wish they would have put on the Moonstone buck or some other more voluptuous buck. You can see all of these women look a little adolescent. And while you can do one of these numbers and swap on the Moira head on the Gwen Stacy body, the arms on this body don't just pop out easily. They weren't designed to do that, so you'd really have to heat and pop it. You may have to crack the torso. I'm not 100% sure on that. And there's another look for the additional Mary Jane head that came packed with Gwen Stacy. I like this a lot. That looks really cool. It works too. It's probably a little too tall for Peter, a little too buff maybe, or maybe it's a little too short for Mary Jane. But again, with a lot of the recent additions from Hasbro, you got a lot of options for playing around and doing some world building, universe building. But you do have some options for making some different versions of Moira, or just making some generic background characters, or whatever you want to do. I'll do some more swaps here down the line, but I think I'm gonna get up out of here now. I got quite a few other reviews to get to, but this is a great figure overall. Nice one in the wave, nice addition. Our very first time getting a Moira MacTaggert figure in the Marvel Legends line, and like I said, this is one I would recommend. So thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell down there. And until next time, peace.
That's crispy.